Hi kids, it's Miss Nicole again. I'm so glad you could join in and find out what we're going to do today. Today we are going to have some fun with drawing. So if you remember yesterday, I told you to bring 2 pieces of paper, some markers or crayons, or whatever you have that you can draw with. Today I brought a few colors. I don't have crayons with me, but I do have green. Do you know what this color is? Blue. Can you say them before I do? Red. Orange. Black. Brown. And that's right, yellow. Okay, so those are the colors I'm going to use today. But I could just use black if that's all I have, or I could just use blue if that's all I have. Whatever you have is fine. So we're gonna draw a picture as I tell a story. And what I want you to know and practice first is some of our shapes. So to help us tell our story today, we have to know shapes. So I'm just going to use the black one for right now. I'm just going to use black. And what I want you to try to do is draw a circle with me. Not just any circle. We're going to draw a small circle. Not a big circle, but just a small circle. Watch me. And I use my marker and go all the way around and I touch the tip like that. Can you make a circle just like that? That's a small circle. And look it's at the top of my paper here, isn't it? And it's right it's not to the left, it's not to the right, it's just right in the middle. Now we're going to practice drawing a square. A square. Do you know that squares have all the sides are the same size? So they have 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we're making 4 lines and they're all the same size. Follow me. Pull down straight. Slide from left to right at the top. Slide from left to right at the bottom and pull down straight. You see how those sides are the same size? And what happens if I was to draw a line through the middle? What do you think will happen to the square? Let's try it. Go diagonal from this corner and draw a line the way down to the other. And what happened? It split this square in half. And what shape do we find here? Somebody said it, I know. Triangle. Yes, now we have 2 triangles. Now let's try to draw a triangle all on its own. In our drawing today, we can make triangles look like this, right? Slant down to the left, go in the middle, and slant down to the left, then slant down to the right. It's at a slant. That means it's not straight up and down, it's slanting. And then from left to right, we're going to connect it at the bottom by sliding. Today, our triangle is going to look a lot like that. But maybe we should draw a rectangle first, a very tall rectangle, because you'll see why when we tell the story. The rectangle is not like the square where all 4 sides are the same. A rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. 2 long and 2 short sides. So we're going to try it. We're going to pull down straight a long line. See how it's not slanted? It's pretty straight. And then we're going to do that again over here. We're going to pull down straight to the bottom. And then we're going to connect that by going left to right, connecting them. I kind of drew on my paper below me, but here's the rectangle. And now we're going to draw that triangle. We already have one of the sides of our triangle. We're going to pretend we already drew this side for our triangle, and we're going to slant. From there, we're going to slant to the right and then pull over. See that? This is kind of going to be like our triangle when we do that. We're going to I'm going to say, there was a triangle stuck to the rectangle. And from the top, the line slanted down to the right and connected it to the bottom of the rectangle. So we've made a rectangle, a triangles. Look at how many triangles we have. A circle. We had made our four-sided and even square, didn't we? Those are the shapes we're going to need. Sometimes, do rectangles always go up tall? Sometimes rectangles go sideways too. And we're going to have a rectangle in our story that is a sideways rectangle. So that's practicing some of our shapes, isn't it? Circles, triangles, rectangles, squares. That's what we're going to use today. Have you ever drawn a stick figure too? We use a circle in a stick figure, which is a person just like you. Look, I'm going to give him eyes and a nose and a mouth, and pull down and give him a neck and two arms, a tummy, and two legs. Can you make one of those? Because today in our story, we're going to pretend there's you and a friend. Two characters, two stick figures in our story. I wonder if you can practice drawing one of them. So we've practiced our circles and our triangles, our squares and our rectangles and our stick figures. And now I think we're ready to tell the story and add a little color. And if you have some color, then I suggest you can use any colors you want when I tell the story. Are we ready? Okay. So once upon a time, I went walking, I means you, and you're going to make you, went walking in the park. And I was at the very corner at the bottom of the page, to the left, right here. So this is where we're going to draw our little circle with our arms and our legs and our eyes and nose and mouth. You can give her some hair if you want. Don't forget about ears if you want to give some ears. Some of you like to give hands and feet. Well, when I went walking in the park and I looked down at my feet, a long strip of grass goes from left to right, all the way under my feet to the right of the page, at the end of the page. Whoops. I'm gonna hang my picture up there better, don't I? This is called an easel. What I have here, my picture is on an easel, and it's not cooperating with me very well. Sometimes that happens. I can put all of my markers at the bottom of the easel so that I can fix my easel and tighten it better. I bet you in your classrooms that you have easels too, that you paint on. I bet you miss that. I miss being in the classroom with you painting. But we'll be able to go back to classrooms someday, won't we? So if you have your person here and now there's underneath the feet, that's a clue of a word. This grass is under my feet, isn't it? And that grass, there's a long strip that goes all the way to the end of the page. The green grass. As I look up into the sky, I see the sun. A bright yellow sun, or whatever color you want to make your sun. You could make it orange, you could just make a circle. But this, in my park, it was yellow, and it was at the top of the page, right in the middle. A small circle. And I can color this in. I hope you can see my circle. I hope that's coming through okay. And as I began to walk, I saw a rectangle shape directly under the sun, big and blue, from the grass to the middle of the page. So we're going to go from the middle of the page all the way down to the grass. Another all the way down to the grass, straight down. And at the top, we're going to slide from left to right. And at the bottom, we'll slide left to right. And there is our rectangle. What do you think you saw? Well, stuck to that rectangle was a triangle. At the top of the rectangle, it slanted to the right, all the way to the end of the page, and connected from left to right at the bottom. Inside the rectangle, inside here, were lines like steps going left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. Let's count them. One, well, you can count the bottom one where we connected it, but then in the middle we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many steps did you make? Did you make 1 or 2 or 3? Did you make 10? Or did you make 5 like me? What does this look like? If I was to climb it up and go, what does that look like at a park? I heard somebody say it, it's a slide. Did you know that we have shapes all around us, even in the parks? Rectangles and look at all the little rectangles that we made inside here when we made our steps. There's 1 rectangle, 2 rectangles, 3 rectangles, 4 rectangles, 5 rectangles, 6 rectangles we made. All inside this one large rectangle. So after we took a walk and we saw our slide, we peeked underneath it. Underneath the slide, we saw a small red triangle, not tall, short and wide. Short and wide. So we're going to make our long line going this way. Can you do that? And another long line going this way. And we pull down straight and pull down straight to lock it together. And I'm going to color my red rectangle in. What do you think we could be making? What would you see at a park that was a red triangle like that? But also on my rectangle, on my rectangle, I have 4 wheels. 4 wheels. So they're little tiny circles. Wheels are circles. So smaller circles than this. So we got to practice making 1, 2, 3, 4, and color them in, and they're wheels. And what do you think it looks like? Have you decided yet? Well, I'm going to make mine into a wagon and give it a handle. And you can do that if you want. Because inside that, I was wanting to look for a ball to play with at the park. So inside the wagon was a small orange ball. So we make a circle and color that in. Or whatever color you want your ball to be. Well, just then, I heard my friend come. My friend came over to play with me at the park. Again, a circle for the head and a body and legs and arms and hands. If she's got hands, this person's got to have hands too, and feet and a nose. And what did I forget? I gave 2 eyes and a nose. What else goes on the face? Our mouth, so we can talk. And I'm going to give them hair too and some ears because we want them to be able to be really good listeners too. And did you know what? My friend brought a blue ball to play with. My friend brought a blue ball. So we're going to make a circle wherever you want by your friend and color it in, and that's a blue ball. Now above the friends' heads, there was a red square. A red square. So remember, a red square has all 4 sides that are the same. So above their heads is this, remember the grass is below? And now we want above their heads, and we're going to draw a square. So a line coming straight down, then a line from that up at the top is going to push over to the right, and then straight down, and we're going to connect them. And they should all be about the same size, that square. I wonder what that could be. A square? We're going to make a pole for that square to stand on because it can't just float in the air. So let's make a pole by taking our marker and pulling down straight from the square all the way down to the grass. What do you think it's going to be? Now, we're going to make a... Oh, we forgot to practice these. I'm sorry. It's an oval. You guys, what does an oval look like? It's almost a circle, but a circle that's been stretched out. So an oval, if I get my other piece of paper to show you, an oval we would draw like this. Not all the same sides going continuously around, but we have to go stretch. Kind of looks like a potato or an egg. So we're going to draw one in the middle of the square. So I'm going to draw the oval just like that. And on the bottom of the oval, it has lines going straight down like streamers. Do you know what I just drew? What kind of game do you think they're going to play? On a nice sunny day, on a walk to the park, I met a friend. I found my basketball underneath the slide. It was inside a wagon. My friend and I were going to play basketball at the park. And that's just a way you can draw any picture and make up any story with. So no matter what you draw, and your paper is going to look different than mine, and that's okay. This was one of my friends, and he drew this picture when we told that same story. And look how different his picture looks. So he heard the same story, and he drew trees on his, and he drew the slide, and it looks so much different than mine. But is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. I'll give you a closer up picture of it. There's the friends and their slide and their wagon, and they're playing basketball. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun with colors and shapes. Before we go, let's see if you can say them before me again. Let's do the colors one more time, and you say them before I say it. I'll show you a color, and you say it before I say it. Orange, you're right. Black, you're right. Green, great. Yes, red. Yellow. Blue. Great job, everybody. I can't wait to be back tomorrow and read a story with you. Tomorrow we're going to have another great story. So until then, bye.